Hello, Think Natalia community. Today, I would love to introduce you to a very special person. Her name is Jennifer Roch. She is a client and a friend, and she turned into a content and lead generation machine on LinkedIn. She has quite a story. So thank you so much for being here today, Jennifer.
Thanks for inviting me. Hopefully, I'm dealing this in English, usually as I'm dealing in German. So let's see how far we've come.
I am sure you're going to nail it. So for those of you who haven't had a look at Jennifer's work yet, she is a leadership coach, she's a speaker, and she's focusing on helping SMEs with value-based and sustainable management. And she also has a very interesting hobby. Jennifer, tell us more about your hobby, please.
Yes, I am a Western rider. It is something different than doing some dressage or jumping. It is more than as you may seen in old Western movies. So if the old cowboys are going with their horses throughout the prairie, for example.
Love it. Love it. I mean, especially when, your job requires a lot of focus, decision making, guiding people through challenging moments. So I guess that adds a beautiful counterbalance and maybe
Yeah.
of just relaxing, being in nature
Yeah.
and being in the now, I guess.
Yeah. It is kind of like mind-blowing free with air. There are no thoughts at all after leaving the stable.
Okay.
Yes.
Love that. So why did you decide to focus on that niche or these kind of companies? Tell us a little bit more about your motivation, why you decided to dedicate your life, your time, your wisdom, your knowledge towards these kind of challenges in the
Yes.
business world.
Yes. So I'm a former naval officer, and I'm the boss of a company for tourism, for example, and I worked in an operational field in the industry. And in all of those fields, there are so many circumstances and obstacles throughout communication, leadership, and everything around these topics. And I really would like to change things top down, bottom up, it doesn't matter. Just changing the obstacles and help people, help companies to work better, value added better.
I love that. So there is definitely a change of values, beliefs, and actions that people will have to go through when they want to turn into sustainable businesses and don't only talk leadership, but also live and work leadership.
Yes.
Awesome. I would be also interested, you're focused on, or you're based in Germany, in Kiel, and you're focused on the whole German-speaking region, right? Or are there also projects that you do all across the globe or Europe?
So now, at the moment, I'm just working in the German-speaking regions, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, something like this. And I had a lot of questions for trainings in other regions, but in the last years I just focused on the German-speaking regions. But we will see what will maybe happen in the future.
I mean, now as you created so much awesome content on LinkedIn and you've expanded your social network, pardon me, who knows what's going to happen for sure.
Yes.
Let's see how the whole thing goes. So you and I, we met last year in Hamburg. I had a speech that I delivered and you told me that you're from Kiel, and I told you about a friend and a client who also lives in the same city as you do. So for everybody who doesn't know, Kiel is like, where on this planet is it? It is rather a small city, right? So I guess that a lot of people would joke that, well, everybody knows everybody in Kiel. But you didn't know Mariana yet, so I introduced you to via LinkedIn, and what happened then?
Yeah, so we connected via LinkedIn, and after connecting this way, we appointed us for a breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So we met at the Brunswick. It's a cafe here in Kiel, and which has really, really nice breakfasts. So therefore, we met there, and after a really, really nice meetup, we ordered, and we ordered still the same. We had known each other before, and we ordered
Oh,
still the same, and we're some sweeters.
okay. Sweet
So therefore,
breakfast.
sweet breakfast. Yes, no. And it was like, as we haven't met us before, it was like talking with a person we know for years, for example. So yeah, I love being in contact with her and supporting with her in business and in private.
That's amazing. These are beautiful stories that I love to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And why did you decide to also be more active on LinkedIn? So I've heard that you have used Facebook a little bit, but I think maybe even
Yeah.
Instagram, but you somehow didn't feel it or didn't put it all
Yeah.
of the love, and then
Yeah.
LinkedIn came around the corner. What about that?
Yeah. LinkedIn does feel more natural for me. I really think that my clients and my contacts are much more active on LinkedIn, for example, and Facebook and Instagram is not my, yeah, it is okay.
Yeah.
And I like being there, but it is not something what I'm doing from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
So, and LinkedIn does, yeah, does offer me a lot more, yeah, possibilities to speak to others.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are also a ninja when it comes to getting people on the phone. You told me that just a few days ago, you had approximately 10 people on the phone per week, building
Yeah.
relationships, making sure that these people sooner or later turn into clients. And you even landed a big, big deal and client using LinkedIn, right?
Yes. Yes, it was quite unexpected for me because my first thoughts about doing this follow-up calls are just to build up relationships. And I love to have long-lasting relationships because I want to get in contact with those people for quite a long time. And so we had this call, and the third or fourth sentence was just, so yeah, I like what you do, and we need this at the moment for our company. And how do you think about creating a workshop?
Ka-ching! Yay, that's the way how it should be. That's awesome. I mean, but you also put in so much love and attention into your content. Does the content creation process feel overwhelming? Have you found your own rhythm? Tell us a little bit more about how you found your way of doing content on LinkedIn that feels right for you.
Yeah. So the first times I started creating content was for me so, oh my gosh, how shall I do such a lot of content?
Yeah.
So because of not getting influence of some topics or anything, I couldn't really imagine what to write about, for example. So it was quite hard the first times for me to get in this routine of creating content. And after a while, I just decided not to do it that strict, not to, I have to, more to, okay, let's feel in it. Let's feel what do I think? Is a written article better than creating a video, for example? Or if I'm on a run, why not doing 2 or 3 or 4 videos
Yeah.
and just preparing them? And after letting the flow in, it is, I'm feeling fine with what I'm doing.
Perfect. Yeah, it feels very natural. It feels very authentic. It feels really you. So the video material that I see from you and the person that I spoke with, that I work with in my LinkedIn group coaching is the same. Because sometimes, unfortunately, there are some members who just turn into a different person once the camera is there. And we all had that in the beginning, because it just doesn't feel natural. It's weird. It's like that thing in your face. But for you, you just mastered that so quickly. I'm very, very happy with the results and how you overcame your challenges and said, screw it, let's just do it. So keep that up.
So yeah, sometimes it is better just less asking, just doing.
Absolutely.
So we
And
talked about it.
yeah. Okay. What else would be interesting for me to know? What was a big let's say, milestone or a moment when you realize that LinkedIn is actually a quite interesting platform? I guess it must have been the deal that came through, right?
Yes, the deal, of course, yes, that was a huge milestone. But it is as well after having the follow-ups and just seeing the people just following my articles or having more interaction on my content, and seeing how the content rises on my webpage as well, for example. So
That's
yeah,
interesting. So, for everybody who's still scared and says, I don't want to get people on the phone. So, Jennifer just said, when you get people on the phone, the likeliness of these people actually liking, commenting, and engaging with your content massively increases. So, that could be a source of motivation to actually talk to people on the phone. Thanks for dropping that golden or value nugget.
yes, you're welcome.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I think it is more important just to stay with yourself, stay with you, and just pay attention to what you are and what is authentic.
Exactly. And that's a learning curve, and we all get better. But as you said, do it, get the basics right. I mean, yeah, as a ask, learn, then implement, and then you're going to fail yourself up. I'm
Yeah,
fully with you. Okay.
yeah,
And what was interesting, or what is interesting about the Think Natalia tribe? What kind of benefits, maybe, let's say,
yeah,
what kind of benefits did you get out of it?
yeah. I like the impact on my personally, and as well for doing my business. So the collaborations, for example, just to improve and raise the own business. And so I wrote an article with Guido, for example. I'm doing some stuff in the next times with Bruno. We talked about the collaboration with Mariana, or Nina. We're the LinkedIn ladies. And
Yay.
yay! Yeah, it's all about supporting.
Okay. And there was a question that I had when you said something. It triggered something, but I now forgot about it. What was it? Ah, there you go. Now I know. So you are a German native speaker, but the whole group coaching took place in English.
Oh
I
yes.
heard from another tribe member who said that I should charge double because it was not only learning about LinkedIn and getting leads and LinkedIn marketing and all of that. No, it was also like a proper English course because now you had to work with the people from all around the world. The whole communication
Yeah.
was in English. Yeah, what do you say about your English skills? Did you see, like, was it a little bit easier for you to talk in English, to write in English? Tell us a little bit more about this whole German English thing.
Yeah. So for me, when I hadn't talked English for a while, for example, for months, weeks, it doesn't matter. It takes a time just to get into speaking English as well, to find the vocabulary, just to think about, or it doesn't think about things that deep, for example.
Yeah.
And the longer I'm going to speak in English again, the easier it is.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
the same in reading.
Yeah, and this is what I like. I mean, we have people from Germany, we have people, or from the German-speaking region, we have people who are native speakers in French, in English, and we might have somebody from Italy very soon. We're going to see. So this is what I like. It's because you learn about the different beautiful flavors of our cultures and languages,
Yeah.
which is pretty awesome. So, what kind of people should connect with you on LinkedIn?
Yeah. It could be a woman or a man, it could be a company. So, but not, they're just persons again. um, so who just want to change things, who just want to realize what values are important for themselves and what impact this take on their company. It really has impact on everything, on your employees, on the structure of your company, and as well of your fortune.
Absolutely. It's all interconnected. I mean, I once read an article from a lady who said, the relationships that you have with the men in your life also tells me a lot about your relationship to your business and money. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
Not sure
it
if I
is.
believe that.
Yeah, it is.
That is insane. That is so, so cool. So, yeah, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for sharing your journey and your stories and your insights. So, hopefully, that will encourage a few more people to work on their LinkedIn. And maybe last question, do you believe that LinkedIn is a good marketing and lead gen platform? What's your final conclusion?
Yeah, for me as a German, LinkedIn, as well as international, is the best platform to use, just for me.
Perfect. Good. Because, I mean, everybody has different target groups and everybody has different expectations, and everybody also works in different industries. So I just recently talked, for example, to Guido, and he said, I love the tool, but I'm a first mover. So he
Mm.
feels as if he's like really pushing incredibly hard,
Mm.
and it takes some time. But he says that he believes that he will make a lot out of it in the long term. And
Yeah.
although he might not see the results right now, a lot of people talk about him. And when he's on the phone or when he
Yeah.
met people in person, they were like, I love your LinkedIn content. You're always on LinkedIn. So quite interesting to see how this platform is used by individuals in different industries. So
Yeah.
thanks again for sharing that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, once again, we keep in touch. I look forward to meeting you hopefully by the end of this year in person. And
Yes.
yeah, looking forward to seeing you grow on LinkedIn.
Looking forward to see what will happen to you as well when you're back in Europe.
Yay, we'll be good. We'll be very, very good. But for now, stay here in Dubai and see what happens.
Okay.
Cool. So if you who watched this video says, LinkedIn, quite interesting, let me have a look at it. So if you're serious and committed about using this tool for your business, for your personal brand to grow to the next level, then I have an invitation for you. Simply go to coachingwithnatalia.com, and over there, you're going to find a super short form that you fill out. Do that, pick a slot in my calendar. And why do I ask you to do that? Because I want to invite you for a free strategy call. And during that call, we're going to have a look at your current LinkedIn strategy. And I'll make sure that I share my low-hanging fruits. No, not that. I make sure that I actually share my LinkedIn strategy to get you a handful of low-hanging fruits to actually implement them into your strategy. So if that sounds good, coachingwithnatalia.com. Thanks for tuning in today, and I see you very soon.